Hello, Lego fans, and welcome to. What are you wearing?
What are you wearing?
What do you, that,
Good,
I'm
you're
not,
wait,
I
no,
said I was
but
wearing
I
this.
I said I was wearing this.
No, I said
No,
I was
I said
wearing
I
this.
was wearing
What are
this.
you doing, Cam?
What are
You
you
ruined the
doing?
whole bit. Hello, Lego fans, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Brick Hour Podcast. This is episode 10. Can you believe we're already at 10?
Double digits.
I am your host, JJ, otherwise known as Langster Bills. With me, as always, is my twin for the day, Cam, otherwise known as Cameron Studios. Deadpool!
Let's go, Deadpool. Hi,
As you can
everybody.
tell, as you can tell from what we're wearing, we're going to be talking about Superman today. Um,
No, 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 it's Batman.
Greg, it's Batman because it's Batman Day. Well, Batman Day was a few weeks ago. Doesn't matter.
Let's be real
Um,
here. We're talking about Slade Wilson.
Correct. The greatest bounty hunter ever, Deathstroke. Um, who was first, by the way?
Yeah,
He
but
was
Deadpool's better.
first. Deathstroke's better.
Or maybe
Sorry.
Wolverine's better.
Sorry, that's the DC fan in me. Anyways, we're going to be talking obviously today about Deadpool, specifically Lego Deadpool, and the lack thereof of him in recent years. Before we get into that, we are going to go into what are we building, but also before that, I just want to say thank you to everybody for the viewership on episode 9. That was really fun to
That was
say.
a surprise to me. I mean, I thought,
Yeah.
I've been having fun doing this so far
Hmm.
because, like, you and I have talked about beforehand how I've been wanting to do something like a podcast or like my own channel, and I'll get to that eventually. But just doing the podcast, it's been a lot of fun. And what I like is it hasn't felt forced at all. Like the conversations that we have, like
It's been fun.
we go in with like a general idea of what we want to talk about,
Correct.
but it's pretty much all ad-libbed at the end. Like we got like a general like we got a to-do list of what we want mentioned,
Yeah.
but all in all, it's just like Papa Elf. I was not expecting, which we'll more on that later. But
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah.
been a lot of fun and seeing the views that we've been getting. We appreciate it, and we hope
Yes.
to bring you more fun content.
And we also kind of saw that the general consensus is people like the just general discussion videos. So you can look forward to seeing more of those and less like news stuff going forward. And we kind of mentioned that before, but
Hmm.
you can look forward to more just for just more fun discussion stuff.
Hmm.
So I'm going to pitch it to you to start off with for what are we building because you have a lot more than I do. And I also have a rant kind of to mine, so I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, geez. All right. So what we're building, I guess I'll go in chronological order. So to start off, I mentioned I'm getting more into mock building lately.
Oh dear God.
These are all of the bag. Look,
Dude,
these are
you're
all the
doing like the make
bags.
it rain with
Yes,
the bags.
that's all of the bags of all the pieces I've ordered. If that is any inkling into what I've been working on, like the number of pieces I've been working with,
Hmm.
it's been a lot of fun. But with those pieces, I also bought some minifigs. I wanted to get myself a good cop, bad cop, but without the Sharpie face.
Oh, with the thing. Okay.
Eh. And then I got myself another Batman, but with the big wings, because I want to make that sonar suit. You know what? That's horrible in the
Oh, you
lighting.
you want me to do the bat suit for you from Lego Batman too?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I need to get another one of those now because now I need to hang up
And the next one's
on
actually
there.
inspired by my brother. So he's a fan of Disney as well as I am,
Hmm.
but he bought some of the mini doll Disney sets when I didn't, and he found a piece that actually improves a minifigure tremendously. So just for example, that I took off the piece to show an example. So Princess Aurora, Sleeping Beauty, came with a big bulky crown.
Hmm.
And so he found a piece from one of the old Disney mini doll sets from the Beauty and the Beast set that had a small mini crown. You know, that looks
Oh, and that
horrible.
works. That looks way better.
It's smaller and it kind of fits the head more, whereas the other one kind of went
That
over her hair. It didn't look right. This looks almost
that looks
identical to the
way
movie.
better.
And we bought a couple of those just to swap out the Disneyland Castle, the CMF, and it improves it so such a small detail, but it makes it
Yeah.
so much better. So that's all part of my mock building. The day we're recording is October 1st,
Hmm.
and naturally I was at the store, third in line. But with that, we obviously got the gift with purchase, the Fortnite Brickhead.
Hmm.
Very excited because I was worried that this was going to be a Fortnite purchase exclusive. I'm not a big fan of Fortnite. So glad to have her part of my collection, 254. And then next up, this will show you how much I had to buy. The other gift with purchase, which I did not know, this comes with the light brick.
Does it really?
It comes with the light brick. Look,
There's no ugly thing on it. Oh my God, you're right.
oh, wait a minute. It doesn't have the battery.
There's no ugly sticker on it. I guess it's a gift with purchase. I don't know. That's weird.
That's wow. I didn't even think about that.
That's
Huh.
really weird.
It must have been packaged beforehand or I don't know, but
Maybe.
I really like this one. It's simple, but also it's fitting for October.
Oh yeah, it's
And the
perfect.
light brick was a very nice touch. So I'm
Yes,
excited to build this one. I'm probably going to wait to build this on actually Halloween just to have fun with it.
that'll be fun.
Now leading into what I had to buy to get all that. I'll start from small to big. So first, another addition to my Brickhead collection. Mark 5 had to get it.
I thought you had them already.
Nope, I was holding off just because I'm trying
Ooh,
to limit my buying to gift with purchases just to kind of
that's
make the
fair.
purchase worth it, sort of say.
Hmm.
Not me, not worth it, but like I'm gonna buy the sets anyways. Might as well instead of spending X amount of
Just
dollars to get all the
wait till
sets
something
day
pops
one.
up.
Like I didn't buy the Milano yet.
That still surprises
The
me.
one you. I'm waiting for a good gift with purchase,
You'll
and
get it
there's
eventually.
gonna be one that's like $200 to get like a blanket or something. I'll be
Hmm.
set. But then moving on, released today, we've talked about a previous video, Wednesday in Enid.
Hmm.
Again, I could care less about the skin tone. I mean, I feel like it was done purposefully because just to show like the brightness of the of Enid's character
Yep.
compared to Wednesday. So, but another addition, these actually, oh no, that's coming up the next one. But it's funny how it's these and then the Fortnite. So I think I'm up to date with my brickheads. Next up,
Well, except for the Batman ones. Oh, never mind. That
so this is gonna be
worked out.
fun. That was perfect timing. It wasn't planned. Um, So this one's gonna be kind of different because I bought this one and I'm only buying one. I got the VIP Insiders
Hmm.
program, the one with like the posters and everything. So I'll
Yep.
have the two. And a part of my Make It Rain earlier, I bought a bunch of pieces to be able to make like the basis for this one
Hmm.
before I start building these to figure out what other pieces I'll need. So like I'll have two of every torso, so I'm covered there and then I'll be able to figure out like I need more of like the lower part of his face or
Yep.
pieces for his cowl.
Yeah.
And so that will be my next project now. I'll take a pause on the other ones I've been working on just to get these done.
I need to get that set and do that myself now too, because I want all of those.
It helps with having the Lego Batman movie one already,
Hmm.
because that is it's listed as number one from the first
It's the
Brickhead.
exact same. I think this is the first time also that a brick has been re-released too.
Yeah, it is. And like I don't know if they would consider this a re-release or not just because it's not like one by itself, but like I love the callback to it that
I
they
would say
consider that with the
so.
Batmans. So it's pretty solid. And then moving on, we got the Christmas truck. Told you we'd bring
Because
this
of
back.
Papa
The
Elf.
only reason I bought this is because you made that joke. Because it's Papa Elf, and I had to get it.
I
And I
knew it.
can't wait to do it. And we are going to pause filming right now.
You're good.
So I this was even on my radar when the Christmas set came out.
Hmm.
And then we saw it when we were talking about it, and I'm not gonna get the Christmas set. Those haven't really interested me just because that's so many sets to take apart, put together every
Yeah.
Christmas. But this is just a nice little nod to Papa Elf. Maybe I'll try and make my own Buddy the Elf. I might try and change the head just so it does look more like Bob Newhart because this one has a mustache. But when we actually
It's
went
so
to the
good.
store, there was only three of them on display, so we were all a little nervous that we weren't all going to be able to get it. But they
I
had
didn't
12.
see any when I went
There was only
later.
12. Mhm.
Wow.
And then to top it all off, one we all know I've been excited for. I am so
Oh
happy to have
yes.
Magic Disney. Huh, that's interesting. Magie Disney.
Well, it's different languages, like they always do it.
Yeah. But I am so happy to have Magic of Disney to finally have a Belle minifigure. And this is like right up my alley in Disney sets just because it's got a bunch of different characters.
Hmm.
It's might be an idea set, but I put all my Disney sets together, so this won't be with my ideas. It'll be like with
Good.
Wally
It fits with
and
it
Winnie the
fits with the
Pooh.
Disney ones.
I can't wait to start building this. I wanted to today, but I had to go back to work. But I'm really happy to have this, and we're like one step closer to have every Disney princess in Lego form, in minifigure form, I should
Who
say.
are we missing?
We're missing Merida
Yeah, say Merida, I knew that.
and then Rhea.
Oh yeah, oh, that one's
She's
gonna be.
considered a princess. The movie came out during COVID, and she had like three sets for mini dolls, and then they did that one big Disney mini doll set with like 12 or 13 different characters in it.
Yeah,
So it's possible, maybe a CMF, maybe they'll put her in just a sneaker and just have
maybe.
all the princesses, but we'll have to see. So at the moment, we
Yeah,
got
we'll
like
see.
I think 10 or so. I don't know. It's hard to count Anna and Elsa just because they're not technically under the Disney Princess brand. They're on a brand of their own. They don't need the
Mm.
Disney Princess brand. But I got Belle. I'm very happy. And now we're going to pass it right back to you for what we're building on your end.
It's gonna be an interesting one, folks.
Oh, here's
We
comes the
all
rant.
know that Lego's website on release day is notoriously hot garbage.
Hmm.
And I say that nicely because I could say something a lot meaner, but I would have to put the Elmo bit up again. I don't want to have
I
to
was
do
just
that.
about to say that. We
Um,
really are twins today.
huh?
We really are twins today.
Yeah, really. I went on, I stayed up last night until midnight because I wanted to get one set. One set in particular, that's all I cared about. And that one particular
Gee, what
set,
could that be?
yeah, I wonder what that set could possibly be. That one set was not going live. In fact, none of the sets were going live except
Yeah,
for the Winter Village house, the Winter Village post office
I
at
heard
midnight.
about that.
None of the Fortnite sets were going up. None of the Batman sets were going up. Nothing. Nothing was working because it's Lego's website on release day. They can't get this to work whatsoever. A friend of mine on Instagram was messaging me saying, I can't order anything either. All he wanted to do was get the Fortnite Battle Bus, and he couldn't. All of the other Fortnite sets were left as pre-order. The Battle Bus was now just coming soon. When I went to the window that had the one set I wanted to go to, when I opened it up, it said set releasing. Oh, it said coming soon on, had two squiggly brackets, and then the word date in all undercaps.
Oh, really?
Why is your website having an aneurysm on release day? I was having a literal conniption sitting there in bed at 12:30 in the morning. Like, why in the you know what can I not get the set that I want? I
And I
said,
was
screw it.
sleeping, preparing to go
Yeah.
to the store in person, so I wouldn't have to
Yeah,
worry
I know.
about
I
that.
had to work.
So
So,
did I, but I took off the
yeah.
morning.
So I said, screw it, and went to sleep and said, you know what? I don't think this thing's going to sell out. Let me just wake up in the morning and I'll buy it then. And I woke up in the morning, and of course, it was a back order. So I'm like, lovely. So I basically just ordered it. I had to get some stuff from Pick a Brick anyway, or from not Pick a Brick, Bricks and Pieces. So I ordered some stuff through that. I got the two gift with purchases. I got the pumpkin one, and I got the Fortnite thing that I could care less about because I hate Fortnite. And then everything
Hey,
was
I don't like
fine.
it either, but it's part of the Brickhead
True.
collection.
You then were in line. And I said, wait a minute. Hey, Cam, take a look and see if this set is still there when you leave. And when you left, there was still plenty of them.
Oh, there was a plenty left. I think when like I was in line, and luckily it was a Tuesday. Everyone's back to all the kids are back to school, so it wasn't
Hmm.
as huge of a line.
People are working too.
People are working. People aren't as fanatic about Lego as some others.
Hmm.
Not me. But
And
no, there was
Gina and
probably
everybody else.
about 10 or 12 of us in line, and I think maybe two got it, maybe three.
Yeah. So,
It was definitely Fortnite was what a lot of people were after.
and Fortnite, there was still a metric ton of it there when I was there also.
Lego knew what was coming.
Spoiler alert, I called the Lego store after I got out of work and said, hey, do you guys still have any of this set left? And they said, yeah, we got like five or six. Sweet, I'll be right there. So I picked up this guy. The glare is really bad.
And it's also there. Oh, there it
The
is.
classic
There
TV
it
series
is.
Batmobile. This thing is beautiful.
It
I cannot
looks
wait to
amazing.
build it. I'm gonna put it right up next to my classic TV series Batcave because it'll look great up there. So I then, after that happened, had to go home, call Lego customer service, and cancel my
You
um
can just do it through your account on the website.
no, because if I canceled the whole order, I was going to lose the bricks and pieces order, so I wanted to keep that. So they basically issued me
Oh,
a so basically because it was back ordered, it was based the funds for that were basically just frozen. So
okay.
they effectively just canceled it, sent it back. But the problem was my order was already packed. So I'm now getting the two gift with purchases extra at the same time. So now I'll have doubles of them.
They didn't cancel them on you?
They couldn't. The order was already picked.
So they packed your order, even though the Batman's on back order.
So they packed the bricks and pieces order because it wasn't that big and it was all bestseller
Really?
parts.
Those always
They
take
packed
forever.
bestseller parts is 5 days or less.
Wow.
Yep, for picking. Good to know for you. Um, so I got the bricks and pieces order. I got the other thing, the pumpkin head and the Fortnite Bright Bomber. Those had already been picked and were literally getting ready to get shipped out. So too late, they couldn't pull that. But because the Batmobile was still on back order, they could basically cancel that. So I got refunded for the Batmobile and then basically got the two gift with purchases with the bricks and pieces order that was nowhere close to the threshold.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
haha, I win in the end. So
You're welcome.
suck that, Lego.
Two things. One, I just noticed that with the pumpkin, you can do a happy and sad, a happy
Yeah,
and
that's kind
angry
of funny.
face. I didn't notice that.
Maybe I'll do two.
Or maybe I'll take your one.
Or maybe you won't. Because maybe Aaron will
But
want
then I'm like thinking to
it.
myself, this could be modded to look like Green Goblin's pumpkin bomb.
Oh, that's kind of genius. Oh, I could do some scarecrow stuff with that too. Never mind.
Ooh.
I'm keeping both of mine now.
I might have to make
Um
another order. I
the
might buy my Nightmare Before Christmas set.
the Fortnite Bright Bomber I have no interest in. The other one I have is sitting over here. I'm honestly probably gonna just store them both and then probably flip them in like 2 years.
I mean, honestly, I don't know much about Fortnite. I mean, I know what the general consent, the
I'm not a
general
big
concept
Fortnite
is.
fan.
Like, I have zero interest to play. It's a
Yeah,
solid
I
looking
mean
brick
I
head. I
played a
mean,
few.
it's simple, but it's also. I'm curious to see how they do the top part with like. I'm guessing are those headphones or
They're goggles.
got? Oh,
They're
okay,
goggles.
headphones. So
I'm
I'm
not a big
curious to
Fortnite
see.
fan. I could care less. So,
I'm curious to see how they attach those. I
uh,
like the ponytail on the back. That's gonna help me with some of my mocks
hmm
and solid print too. And like that's a lot of the magenta. I think we the technical brick
Yeah,
like,
it's like magenta, purple, or something
but
like that.
it'll be a nice what's the word? I don't know outlier in my all my brickheads because there's it's probably gonna be the only one probably unless
Yeah,
they come out
it'll
with
be a
other
good
ones.
color distinction.
But it'll be a nice addition to the brickhead collection.
And then obviously to finish up for me, I did a whole bunch more back stuff. You can see now there's a giant yellow wall behind the suit wall, behind the Hall of Armor. That hurt. Literally, figuratively, my fingers hurt after doing that. There's about 850 1x2 yellow bricks that make up that entire
All
structure,
right,
and I
I'm
had to
gonna ask
rebuild it
something that
twice.
you're probably gonna get annoyed by because you're gonna want to change it.
What?
So obviously, I can see that the Hall of Armor essentially is curved.
Correct.
Is the yellow curved?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
So it's not curved like
Is
this.
it the brick piece, the hinge
It's like
bricks?
this. It's like in a Z pattern.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you could do like the hinge pieces, like the two by two that hinges
Yeah, I
together.
thought about it, but
Mm.
eh,
Eh.
didn't really need it in the end. Um,
Anything else?
no, that's pretty much it. I got a couple more minifigures on the way to both fill that out and to just add to my collection. I got a custom that finally shipped, so I'll go over that once I get it. And I got some other fun stuff that I'm going to be getting Friday when
Ooh.
BetMCBW does his drop. So, haha. Um, moving on though to our main topic of the week, talking about Deadpool.
Are you
Talking
sure?
about Lego Deadpool. I know, right? Are we sure? Considering the two popcorn buckets and the both will bring the same thing. So Deadpool is a fan favorite character.
Yes.
If you have been living under a rock for the last million years, Deadpool has been popular since he debuted in 1991. Yes, that is when he debuted. I know that off the top of my head. Um,
It's also on the back of our jersey.
then there's that. So he's obviously been in a bunch of movies lately, but Lego wise, he has not gotten much attention. Now he has gotten some, so I'm
Mhm.
going to go over that right now so we can kind of set the basis. Deadpool first appeared as an official minifigure in the original wave of sets that was released for the Marvel Superheroes theme in 2012. That one right there. Wolverine's Chopper Showdown is the first and only appearance retail wise of Deadpool as a minifigure.
One of my pride and joy sets because I remember to this day being at Walmart asking my mom for it, and she got it for me. It was a $20 set. That set was $20. It's such an amazing set.
That set would be $50 nowadays. I'm dead serious.
It probably would because the helicopter would be considered 30 and the three minifigures would probably cover the 20 that they
Yep,
would want to do.
correct.
Though Lego standards, it could be like the Hoopty and be worth 80.
Good God, that would be nightmare inducing.
But Deadpool would be worth it, let's be honest.
Yes, Deadpool would then not appear physically for another 5 years. Deadpool showed up in 2017 in a Comic-Con exclusive minifigure that you could only get from San Diego Comic-Con as Deadpool Duck, which as Cam is about to show you, he actually owns. So that's kind of insane. Yeah, that's sick. There is Deadpool Duck.
The reason I have this, I always told, as a Lego collector, I always wanted to own a Comic Con minifigure.
Hmm.
And of all the Comic Con minifigures, I feel like this is one of the more original ones that doesn't have a high chance of being made for retail. But
Yep,
also, most of them have just prints on them with an occasional common piece, whereas the
correct.
duck head is not common. It's for Donald
Hmm.
and maybe not even Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah, no, no, I think they're a different mold, aren't they?
So again, okay, even further proves my point. It's a not a common head. I don't see Lego ever making a retail set with Deadpool Duck, so that's why I snagged him. Thank
Yeah,
God I
he's
did
never
because he
showing up.
has almost doubled in price since I got him.
Yeah, he's insane.
I will not say how
Um,
much I paid for him because
you should
I'm
not.
gonna look stupid.
The other minifigure that he has
I
physically,
don't
again.
I don't have any more. You
Yep.
Deadpool has, not me.
Yes, correct. Um, a year later in 2018, another San Diego Comic-Con exclusive minifigure of Sheriff Deadpool was released. And it was at this point in time that I think a lot of people in the community were thinking, okay, Lego's not going to put Deadpool in any more sets. They're going to put him in more like the Comic-Con like
Mhm.
exclusives. And then there was no more Comic-Con exclusive minifigures from that point on, pretty much ever. So that was the end of us seeing Deadpool physically as a product. The only other
There's only
appearance,
three? Wow.
just the three. The only other, well, three versions of Deadpool. The
Right.
only other appearance that Deadpool has made as a Lego figure or in Lego in general was in 2013's Lego Marvel Superheroes, the video game. He appeared as kind of like a background narrator, and he was used hilariously. Like he was perfect. He was breaking the fourth wall.
Which
He narrated all the side missions, and he made a couple cameos during the main campaign. So like
it confuses me.
I think he was one of the most expensive characters in the game. He was like
Well,
a
that makes
million
sense.
studs.
I just don't understand. Like, we'll get more into this, but they don't want to make him in sets, but they'll make him be one of the narrators and like one of the more. I mean, obviously, Million Suns does a lot in the Lego games, but like still, like he was a playable character. Like, is Lego okay with being able to
Now,
have his playable character,
here's
but no more
here's
sets?
the thing. There is a notable shift in his inclusions from a specific date going forward. That specific date is February 14th, 2018. Yes, 18. Why am I saying that?
Wait, was it
That
18 or
is might have
16?
been no, it's 17, I think. When did Deadpool 1 come out?
I
Am I
thought it was
wrong?
16. You
No, it
might
was
be wrong.
15. I was wrong. It
We're
isn't
really
15.
wrong.
We were off. Sorry. Valentine's Day 2015, that is the release date of the Deadpool movie, which obviously was very much rated R for good reason.
2016.
Never mind, 2016. I thought it was 15.
We
No,
got
never mind.
2016,
2016 was right.
2018, and 2024.
2024. Now, before that, obviously Deadpool had been known as a character that pushed boundaries quite a bit. He had been
We won't
vulgar.
say in what way. Now, we
No,
won't go into specifics.
the Deadpool video game had come out. It was rated M. He was all in that. That was a whole thing. Um, One of the things though about Deadpool was that he appeared in the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show
Hmm.
in an arc. And he was hilarious. He was used really well.
You can be
He
kid friendly.
he was kid friendly. It worked. He pushed some boundaries, but it worked. The problem is 2016 happens, that movie comes out. Now he's off the table. And it's like Lego's not going to touch him anymore. And they put him into Comic-Con sets because those aren't retail sets. Little kids can't go up and buy them. That's for like the diehard fans that go to that convention and can have the money to like, spend $30 to get that minifigure because that's how much they went for at those conventions. It was,
Or they go on the aftermarket through eBay.
or they go on eBay. Yeah, they do, or like BrickLink if they're ever on there for some reason. But that's basically what happened was Deadpool just stopped showing up. And I think most of us, for the most part, we all know why. His language, his extracurricular activities, let's put it that way, and the level of just pure violence that it
Yeah.
encapsulates his character now has made it so that he's most likely untouchable by Lego. They do not want to touch him, which, okay, totally understandable.
Mhm.
I get it. But we hit a point where now I'm starting to question, or both of us are starting to question, why can't we see Deadpool again? And that one point in question is the 18 plus icons theme being a thing and the release of the Daily Bugle. So the Bugle. Why do
Mhm.
I bring up the Bugle? I'll bring up the Bugle because there are three minifigures that were included in the Daily Bugle that had never once been seen before. And the reason they had never been seen before in official Lego sets was because of the more mature content that surrounded those characters.
Mhm.
I am, of course, referring to Daredevil, Blade, and the Punisher.
All three phenomenal characters.
Yes.
But in more recent history, now granted, we haven't seen Blade since the 90s or early 2000s. Fine.
Like visual media wise, yes, Blade has not been around
Right.
prominently since the Wesley Snipes films, and
But
then
thanks to
recently.
Netflix and Marvel's partnership, we got one of the best, in my opinion, best Marvel shows with Daredevil, followed up by The Punisher. Two of probably the most graphic shows Marvel had produced up to that point, probably at this point, the most graphic shows
Well, and let's
in
also give it,
regards to violence.
yeah, and let's get something also this way. Daredevil and Punisher in the comic books are graphic characters.
Yes,
Punisher more so because of his origin
absolutely.
and like just what he does.
His military background and just the brutality that he can
Yes.
perform.
Daredevil also like there's a bunch of stories with him that get pretty dark,
I mean,
really
the name
dark.
of the place that he works, first off, followed by just what he does.
Hmm.
He's got a background in boxing because of his father, and they're just, all three are just, they're violent, bloody characters. Like in
Yeah,
most of their comic storylines,
very
there's
much
going to be
so.
blood involved. There's going to be knives. There's going to be guns. There's going to
Hmm.
be,
Brutal killings when it comes to
yes,
Punisher. Now, Blade,
is somewhat different because he's a vampire,
he's a vampire hunter. Now,
vampire
I also
hunter.
see it this way. The three of them being included in the Bugle made sense to me.
Yes.
They cross over with Spider-Man a good amount. Blade, not really so much.
That
Blade,
threw me. I think maybe that was just a way for them to get Blade,
well,
just get Blade into
Blade,
a set.
well, here's the other thing. So Firestar's also in that set. She
Mm-hmm.
appeared in the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends TV show from the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And she first appeared in that show, then made her way into comic books later. Um, Blade crossover with Spider-Man a few times in the Spider-Man the Animated Series from the 90s,
Yeah.
which please, Disney, if you're watching this, make a Spider-Man revival. Please. That animated Spider-Man show is fantastic and it
Hey,
takes
X-Men
place in the
97
same
did good. They could easily
it
do it.
takes place in that universe. We see that version of Spider-Man in that show. I screamed when I saw him. I was like, "Oh my God, that's the Spider-Man that I grew up with. This
Stop.
is great."
I
What?
haven't finished X-Men the Animated Series to watch X-Men 97. I'm trying.
Sorry, too bad. You got spoiled.
All right, but back to our point.
Anyways, yes.
Bugle is a perfect example to incorporate Deadpool into Lego again because it's an 18 plus set.
Mhm.
Not a set kids or 13 and under or 14, 16 and under, 18 and under are just going to roll up and buy. Now, granted, it's not saying that a kid can't walk in saving money and go buy a set, but more likely than not,
They're not getting that.
no. It's only
I don't
adult collectors
now
that can get that set easily.
I don't think Deadpool was ever going to be in the Bugle.
No.
There was an interview that was conducted with the set designer who was a part of the Bugle, and he confirmed that there was a bunch of characters that were cut. And that the only character that made it very close to being in the set that was kind of cut
Don't use dare.
towards the middle development was the Human Torch.
Oh. Mm.
Classic comic book Johnny Storm was originally planned to be in that, but they re
Interesting.
but they removed him partway through it because they were like, we can't just put Johnny Storm in this because if we do Human Torch, everyone's gonna be like, where is the rest of the
Mm.
Fantastic Four?
Okay, that's fair. I thought
That's
you were
the
about to
thing you
say
don't want to
Deadpool, and
deal
I'm
with.
like, don't do that. So,
No, not Deadpool. Now
but
here's another interesting thing.
okay,
Looping back to 97 a little
yeah.
bit. Not a spoiler, but it isn't. The one in an interview with the showrunner
Hmm.
or showrunners, because the showrunner was fired,
Okay.
of X-Men 97, they asked, was there any character you were told was off limits that we could not see? And the only character they were not allowed to use was Deadpool.
I wonder if it was because they wanted all the hype of Deadpool to be with Deadpool and Wolverine potentially.
I mean, sure, but Wolverine is also in X-Men 97 too.
That's true. I don't know.
Like it's
Like Lego, I don't know. It seems like Deadpool. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine made over $1 billion. We'll get more into Deadpool and Wolverine later, just because
hmm
what could have been. But on top of the Bugle, not only was that 18 plus, but like there's other themes that have gone into more adult theme-esque per se.
correct. Um,
But like,
one of the other things that's prominent right now with this whole thing is Wolverine was in an R-rated movie where he cusses his mouth off the entire time, is
mhm,
lopping people's limbs off, and brutally killing.
mhm.
He's in like 15 Lego sets right now. He has his own helmet set in the
He's
helmet
got
set,
claws.
the
So
adamantium claw. He's
Wolverine
in.
appeared in the set I showed earlier, the helicopter, the first X-Men jet, the second X-Men jet. He had a Mighty Micros. He had the mech,
Mhm.
and he was in the CMF.
Wolverine has appeared, and I Maureen just recently with
Hmm.
Deadpool Wolverine coming out. Excuse me, being rated R.
Hmm.
Wolverine is heavily featured in a bunch of Lego products right now. He's
Yes.
going to be in the X Mansion that we know is coming,
Yes.
along with other characters. Gambit's in this movie. Gambit swears a bunch. Gambit does
Yes.
a bunch of brutal killing. Gambit's also going to be in the X Mansion. Like,
And then we could keep going with different sets that had R-rated esque characters. I mean, granted, Jaws wasn't rated R when it came out, but if it came out today, it would have been rated R with the blood involved with the
mhm.
movie. But Jaws just came out and it's doing well.
Jaws is doing
You
really
could
well.
have like loop in DC a little bit just because some characters could be considered rated R, like
Suicide Squad.
Katana or Joker, Killer Croc, Harley Quinn. Like going
Joker's
back,
got two movies that are
rated R.
very much mature rated
Very
R.
brutal, violent, bloody.
Now, you and I have also discussed with the Suicide Squad
Hmm.
specifically, they had tie-in sets in
Hmm.
2016.
Yes.
Um, they weren't Suicide Squad sets, they were just Batman sets that incorporated almost every member of that Suicide
Hmm.
Squad team. The only three members of that Suicide Squad team that were not in those sets were Rick Flag, El Diablo,
Makes
and
sense.
Enchantress. I'm not counting Slipknot. Stop getting mad at me for not saying Slipknot. He's the guy with ropes. I don't care.
Yes.
He
No,
was
because
in that
like
to be killed immediately.
absolutely. It makes sense with El Diablo because of the name, the devil. I'm sure Lego doesn't want to touch that. Enchantress's outfit is arguably worse than Leia's from
Yeah, her
the
comic book
barge.
outfit is much better either.
And
So
then Rick Flag, I don't think he would have been recognizable enough of a
he
character.
doesn't fit anywhere. Now they put Deathstroke in one of those sets, which thank you. He's on the way. I just purchased him recently.
Was he called Deathstroke in a set, or was he listed
Yeah,
as Slade?
he was called Deathstroke.
See, now that's another reason why.
They called
Why
him
can't they do
Slade.
Deadpool
They called him Slade in that show
in the
because
Teen
of the
Titans
fact
show?
something with there was something with like Deathstroke's name, like they don't want to end like a kid's thing, but nowadays they just don't care because
Hmm.
they put Deathstroke is in Teen Titans Go and he's called Deathstroke. Like
But it further proves the point. Why can't Deadpool be in a Lego set? Like if Lego tries to say, oh, he's got Dead in his name, so you had Deathstroke. Well, he's a bloody character. You got Punisher, you got Daredevil, you got Blade. Well, we don't want kids buying them. Put him in an 18 plus set.
now my theory for why we didn't see Deadpool post the Bugle in any sort of 18 plus set coming
Mhm.
out is because of the backlash that Punisher's inclusion got from the general public.
It did get backlash?
Yes, there
Huh.
was reports from certain Lego stores that basically management told employees take the Punisher figure out of the take Punisher's figure out of the display for the Bugle.
Is it because of the
We
skull or like the bandaged
No,
head?
because it's the Punisher. That was why. People were like, why is this in a kids product? Because this was still the early days of the 18 plus line. This
Hmm.
wasn't, it was kind of like that. And so Punisher was removed. Punisher on the box is kind of shadowed a little bit. He's not very prominently featured on it in the box art. There's a shadow over him. You can tell that's Punisher, but you can't.
Right.
It's not like he doesn't pop off the box. You'd be like, "Whoa, that's Punisher."
That's a
So my only
conversation for a
thinking
whole nother
is
day.
maybe people got upset, the general public got upset
Hmm.
of Punisher should not be in a kid's toy, and any ideas, any projects with Deadpool are getting scrapped. Here's one of the other things that they're gonna have to deal with is I'm more than willing to bet that Deadpool's gonna be in one of the next Avengers movies.
Oh, 100%. Okay,
Probably Secret Wars,
at the
but
filming of
Deadpool's showing up
this,
in that.
at the filming of this episode, Deadpool and Wolverine has released digitally.
Correct.
So we figured everyone has had enough time to either see Deadpool and Wolverine
Yep.
or have been spoiled already.
Yep.
So
So this is full spoilers for that movie. Like if you haven't seen it yet, it's kind of your own fault.
it really is your own fault. I mean, it made $1.5 billion, so you more likely than not
You've
did see it. But
probably seen
getting
it at this
more
point.
into it now, you're right. He's probably going to be in Secret Wars, or he might be in Doomsday. He might have a cameo in Doomsday and be really in Secret Wars, I
He's
think.
going to be in Secret Wars. I would put money on he's in Avengers 6 heavily. I mean, I think we're already figured Wolverine's going to show up at that point. We're probably going to see the other two Spider-Man again.
Right.
So,
Why
what do
is
you
Thor
do,
crying?
Lego? What are you going to do if Deadpool shows up in one of those movies and he has a prominent role?
He's gonna have a prominent role. I mean, I did see that Ryan Reynolds says he probably won't do another Deadpool movie, which honestly, I feel like he's gonna be similar to Iron Man in the sense that he did his trilogy. Now he'll appear in the team up movies, which will be
I
the
I
perfect
like that
fit.
idea.
And it's just he's gonna be in the movies, and they
Mhm.
can't not like if back to the Infinity War sets, you had
Mhm.
almost every single character minus like Wanda, and I mean like there wasn't that many they didn't have, to be honest.
The only character from Infinity War that wasn't in the sets was Eitri. Eitri the
Exactly.
dwarf, M'Baku wasn't in it. Like that, we didn't get M'Baku until Black Panther 2,
No.
but like there was not meant like they put everybody in
A
those
lot of
sets.
the main people, like
Yes.
the consider the main cast, were in sets.
The main cast of
And
Infinity War was in those everything.
for Secret Wars, I mean, we can talk about Endgame sets, but they were all in their weird suits, but
I'm not
they
even
were
gonna
all
bring up
there
Endgame.
too. Like
Endgame's the same
that
thing.
team, that entire team was in sets.
Hmm.
I can't see how they don't. They're gonna make Secret Wars. Deadpool's gonna be in it. If they don't have Deadpool in it, I mean, granted, it's gonna be weird seeing Deadpool in a non-R-rated movie.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna work. He can break the fourth wall. He knows he can't swear. That's all you gotta do.
I'm hoping that if they do have him in the movie, well, they will have the movie, that they somehow he figures it out that he can't swear, so he's saving a specific F-bomb.
Oh no, he'll just I would love to see somebody else beat him to it
I want it to be like
and swear
Spider-Man or
before he
something.
does.
You wasted it.
What would be funny is if somebody else uses the F bomb and
Mhm.
then he tries to do it later, but he's bleeped and like then there's an actual censor bleep in the movie because he can hear it. That would
Mhm.
be really funny.
It would
Like
be
I would,
hilarious. I've had this conversation with my brother on several occasions with my
Mhm.
friends. We've all talked about how Deadpool could work perfectly for PG-13. Now, he's going to be in the movie. I don't know how Lego's going to be able to get away with not having him in the set. It would just be a slap in the face to not only the
it's gonna
film, but to the
cause
fans.
here's the thing though. It's gonna cause problems whether he's in it or not. Because if he's in the sets, you're gonna get parents who are like, this character should not be in this set in these toys. Or if you don't put him in it because of that, you're going to get fans that are going to complain because
It's a
you have a character
lose-lose.
who is heavily featured in this movie and he's not in these sets.
It's
Why?
a
Like that's what's
lose-lose
going to happen.
situation. However, one of those situations will make both Lego and Marvel money.
A lot of money.
A
A
lot of money.
lot of money.
This movie alone should show that why Deadpool should be in Lego sets.
Correct. Now, there are some ways in which I think Deadpool can be executed well in Lego form that would work.
Okay,
Now, I'm going to go over them right now. But I'm going to say right now,
hit me.
there are no minifigures in any of these. None of them.
Okay,
Unfortunately, like I just don't. Sorry, there's minifigures in one.
okay.
One.
Okay.
The first one is first and foremost, how we did not get a Deadpool helmet set, I do not know to release with this movie.
I'm surprised we didn't get a Wolverine one,
We
to
got
be
the
honest.
claws. I think the
We got the
claws are.
claws, but that was before Deadpool and Wolverine. I could see. I mean, like
Oh, the cowl would
we
work.
saw Batman cowls with like the emptiness
I
that like
know.
we're
I know. I loved. I mean, I have the two Batman ones. They're up here. They look great. Do I think we'll see more Batman cowls? Maybe. I think they look too similar for anything. But I
mhm.
think I think the problem with the reason we didn't get a Wolverine cowl set from that movie was because the adamantium claws were already on shelves, and if you
Mhm.
put both of them out, you're going to cannibalize both of them. So there's
Exactly. I
not a
could
smart
see it
idea.
maybe coming out late 2025, hopefully, or maybe early
I
2026. I don't know. I feel like it would,
I would
if
wait for
they
the next
don't
X-Men
make
movie.
both of these, which I'm sure your point you were trying to make, if they don't do both of these as a set, they're losing money and it's a missed opportunity.
I think the Wolverine cowl would have sold way better than the Wolverine claws. I'm going to put it
Oh,
that way.
absolutely. But I think they went with the claws just because it's in a sense more iconic, but
Yeah.
also because before Deadpool and Wolverine and besides animated shows,
Hmm.
Hugh Jackman's Wolverine never wore a cowl.
Yeah, he
So
never wore a cowl.
some only like diehard fans would get this set. It made more sense for the claws because everyone has seen the claws.
Correct. Now, a Deadpool helmet set, I think would have worked really well.
You could
And
take
I think the main thing it had going for it, there's no minifigures in it.
mhm. You could
What little
take
kid's
the
gonna want that?
Spider-Man
None of
set.
them.
You could take the Spider-Man helmet set.
I love that
Swap
Spider-Man
out a
helmet
couple
set.
colors and you have Deadpool. It wouldn't be that different. Now that might be a reason why they won't do it because it is similar to Spider-Man's head
Yeah, but
style.
it's different enough, that's the thing.
Right.
And the Spider-Man one's probably gonna retire after next year. So I feel like that was a golden opportunity to
Hmm.
capitalize on the movies. Just make Deadpool helmet set.
Yeah.
Make him a helmet set. Make him 80, 70, $80. Who cares? There's no minifigures in it. So little kids aren't going to be running out to go get it because there's no minifigure for them to play with. You could, like, what kid under the age of 10 wants one
A
of these
helmet
helmet sets?
set.
Me as a kid, I would have wanted them because they're all
Yes.
sick and I love them and I collect all of
Yes.
them. And I'm
And it's
really starting
Deadpool.
to debate whether or not I have to get Shadow the Hedgehog now because maybe he counts. Um,
He counts. He does. I hate to say it, he
don't tell
counts.
me that.
He counts.
Because it's the only saving grace that it's Keanu Reeves, so I can live with that. But
It's
anyways,
ugly. It's ugly. I'm sorry, it's ugly.
it does not look very good.
It's
No.
not. All right. Moving on.
It looks pretty bad. The other set idea that I had that I think could also work, but was a little less likely, is do a diorama set like Star Wars
Oh,
of the fight between him and Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine in front of the 20th Century Fox logo.
yes.
That would have worked.
Yeah, it would have been perfect.
That
It
it's
would
an
have been a
18
way to
plus
get
set.
both Deadpool and Wolverine, but make it a diorama, it'll be 18 plus.
Yeah.
So it checks off that box.
Yep.
That fight didn't end up being too bloody outside of like the bullets Wolverine took to the sides and like the
Yeah, but
swords being impaled in him, but you
that's
wouldn't do
nothing.
that in a Lego set. Like you can't have a sword sticking in the minifigure. So just them
No.
staring at each other down, ready to fight, that would have been a perfect set.
It would have been it would have worked. Now, minifigures in it obviously might have caused a problem. Who knows? Um, I definitely think that we're going to see Deadpool at some point.
We have to.
If we don't, I I just don't know what they're doing.
Now it makes
I
you
think,
wonder though, when they released the helicopter showdown set,
yeah,
that was like legit Deadpool. Like, that's a solid minifigure, especially for 2012.
yeah,
But the only Deadpool we had seen at that point was in the Hugh Jackman X-Men Origins Wolverine movie, and
yeah,
that
but
wasn't even
nobody knew that was
Deadpool.
Deadpool though because it looked nothing like him. But here's the other
Right.
thing: the 2016 movie with Ryan Reynolds had not come out yet.
It hadn't.
It wasn't even
But
announced either.
and he wasn't a well-known enough character
No,
to where people would have been flipping out, which
the
is
Marvel
frustrating.
fans knew him.
The more popular he became, the more less likely it seems that he'll be in a set, which is backwards thinking. Like
Yeah.
Deadpool sets would sell, and I feel
It was
like
it was solely the movie, the
mhm,
2016 movie, that pretty much sealed us not getting Deadpool retail wise at all
which is the
post
biggest irony
2012.
ever because that's what made people fall in love with Deadpool.
But yes, but at the same time, the general public became aware of him
Mhm.
via that movie, and
Of
now he
who
is
he
just
is.
He is just generally known as that because I've seen the arguments of, well, the Joker's a messed up character. Yeah, but there's a bunch of little kitty Joker, like there's a bunch of little kitty like spoof versions of the Joker. So like
Right.
he
There's
works.
4+ Joker
Probably
sets.
there is multiple versions of those characters that are prominent where it's like they're
Mhm.
kid friendly. I mean, animated series Joker is kind of dark, but like a lot of the more recent stuff with Joker, like
There
he's
are
not as
plenty, there are
brutal
so
as he
many
is in the
Batman
comics.
shows where Joker is legit a joke. Like he is just the
Correct.
punchline. So
Yes.
that can be like Deadpool. I'm not saying he can be kid friendly to start, but like he can be better. Now,
It's
if they
gonna.
were to have him in
Mhm,
other media in some shape or form, like an animated show,
mhm. I
or
don't even know
put
about
him
that.
in, uh, hear me out. If they somehow figured out a way to put him in X-Men 97, or if they did a revamp of the Spider-Man animated show or Ultimate Spider-Man, like there are plenty of ways to include Deadpool in other media outside
I
of the
thought
rated
I
R
saw a
movies.
rumor that he might be appearing in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I
Oh,
thought I saw a rumor that he might appear in Friendly, and it
now
would be
that would be
Ryan Reynolds.
interesting.
I don't know if that's true. I feel like I might be thinking of some. There's some mutant character that might appear. I don't know, but I mean, if he shows up in Avengers 6, you have to put him in sets.
You have to.
You, and you know what? Put him in the biggest one of the ways you have to. Keep it up to
Mhm.
keep away from younger kids. Just do
Full of
it.
Elma. Put him in the most expensive set, make it 18 plus.
Yep,
Like
correct.
it's as a Lego fan, it's frustrating that they say like I don't know if they've ever officially commented on Deadpool, saying like he's either
Not
too violent or too
they
bloody.
may have for the Bugle. I don't remember.
But if they're saying he's too violent, Punisher. If they say he's too bloody, Punisher,
Punisher.
Daredevil, Blade. It
His
there's
language
so
is
many other
brutal.
sets that bend
Punisher.
the rules, whereas Deadpool could ease like he's gonna be in Adventure 6. And if they don't do him, it's gonna be a big hole.
Hmm.
And like he's not just gonna be a supporting character. He will be one of the lead characters.
He'll be a big old part of that movie
Mhm.
if he's in
So
it.
like I don't know how they don't do any set
Yeah.
without him.
It's difficult situation because I think their concern has to be the general public knows him
Mhm.
for the R-rated movies
Yes.
and the high level of violence and the extreme language and the extreme graphic content. And if you're Lego, you want to avoid them. The problem is you've broken your own rule with that with multiple characters.
Hmm.
Daredevil and Punisher being two of the examples in that. They're both
Yes.
in an 18 plus set. I'm not saying he should have been in the X Mansion. I don't think he fits
Mhm.
in that set, personally
No, because
speaking.
we don't know. We still don't know what the X Mansion's based off of. If it's based on the comics, if it's based on X-Men 97, if it's based
Correct.
on X-Men the animated series, we don't know
Yeah.
yet.
I
But
mean,
Deadpool wouldn't have fit.
wink, wink. We do, but we're not
We
going to
do.
talk. I might.
Comic?
We'll talk about it
Comic.
later.
All right.
Um, but like again, like if Deadpool wasn't allowed to be like the fact that they wouldn't even let him appear in 97 is like why? Like I get maybe it wouldn't have fit.
Or yeah,
Maybe he
maybe he
wouldn't
wouldn't have
fit.
fit, but also it could have been the case where
There's been a
they got
cameos in that show though. Like you could have thrown him
he
in there
had cameos
somewhere.
in the animated show.
Like I'm saying,
He,
there's a
I
bunch
mean,
of
granted, they were small. Like you saw a flash of his head during a flashback, and then Morph was transforming to all of Wolverine's
Mhm.
friends and enemies, and Deadpool was in it for a second. Now he didn't have any speaking roles, but still,
Yeah,
like I can see him not being X-Men 97 because it could have been the case where I mean it's called X-Men 97. They don't want the spotlight off the X-Men. If they
true.
had Deadpool in an episode, he would have taken the spotlight. And even
It,
if it
it,
wasn't that well written, people would still want to watch the episode just because it's Deadpool, which is
yeah.
not what they want for a show, which I get. But I feel like Disney as a company, Lego as a company, Marvel as a sub company of Disney, they've seen what Deadpool can do. Especially
It's a
now with how
moneymaker.
well Deadpool and Wolverine did. Now Deadpool is in Disneyland, walking around riding a unicorn.
That's another thing. Like if he's in Disneyland, you can put him in a Lego set.
Yes. If it
Yeah.
if you can get away with it in Disneyland, which has more rules, it feels like,
He
than
comes
Disney
very
World.
he comes very close to breaking a bunch of those
He
rules, but
does. He never
but it's
crosses the
funny
line.
though.
He
Yeah,
walks on the line, but he never crosses it. He makes
correct.
some very funny jokes aimed at Disney, and that's the whole point of Deadpool. Deadpool makes fun of himself
Dude, the
and his
Splash Mountain
company.
joke he makes is so ridiculously funny.
It's
I just
amazing.
laughed my head off.
Yes.
But so I mean,
It sucks that he's temporary in Disney. Like they're not gonna have much longer. And I'm
they'll
bummed.
he'll come back eventually. They'll have to bring him back. It's
They
way
have
too
to.
popular.
I hate that he's not gonna be in Disney World.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other thing with
Yeah, that's
Universal's
all
rights
Universal, which
things.
I heard that's changing soon potentially, but
Oh,
that's
that would be kind of nice.
give me
But yeah,
Avengers Campus.
I just I look at it and I just go, there's too many reasons for them to not put him in sets now.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously Punisher being one of them. The Disneyland thing is a huge one. Like the fact that he's probably going to be in Avengers 6, like the 18 plus line. That's what you made this for.
Yes.
You
Adults
made this.
welcome.
You did
Adults
you
want
yes.
Deadpool.
You made this sub theme so you can make products that appeal to an older audience. You've already flexed the fact that you're willing to walk the line you've drawn and also cross it with Punisher and with Jaws. We'll put that out there. Jaws is a perfect. I mean, Jaws is a beautiful set.
Yes.
The movie's about sharks eating people. Like that's
And then
nuts.
just to go a little more tame, like Mandalorian, for example. A very beloved character in Star Wars right now, correct?
Mhm.
He chopped a body in half. They didn't show it, but he still chopped people in half. He still
Yeah,
killed
but
people. He chopped the head off.
yeah, but that's nowhere. Yeah, but that's lightsabers. That's
I
nowhere.
understand.
That's nowhere close to being
I understand. I'm just
as fun one as
saying,
Deadpool. But it's a good example.
not every character that has been made into Lego is kid friendly, quote unquote, or innocent. There have been so many characters and so many sets made that ultimately someone somewhere will always find a way to complain,
Hmm.
one way or another.
Yep.
Deadpool, there's a lot more ways to complain about him, but at the same time, there's a lot more ways not to complain about him. He's a fun character. He's an original character. He's a character that people truly enjoy because of how he's different.
He's become one of the go-to Marvel characters right now.
Yes. Like I remember
Yes.
back when the Trinity of Marvel before the MCU, it was Wolverine, Hulk, and Spider-Man. Now I'm not saying Deadpool's Trinity worthy to carry the Marvel brand as a
He's
whole,
getting there.
but he's in top 10. Easy.
I'm gonna put it this way. Deadpool and Wolverine single-handedly saved the MCU.
Absolutely. They were going and I love that they
It
even
was
made
going
jokes about
downhill.
they made jokes about it in the movie.
Dude, the line where he looks at Wolverine and says, "Welcome to the MCU, by the way. You're joining at a bit of a low point." I
And
cried.
and
The
then
part
him
where
talking to all of
the
the
Deadpools.
Deadpool core and like, we gotta stop with the multiverse. It's just not working. We gotta
Yes,
just move
like,
on and move step forward.
and
And
that's
it doesn't work.
exactly what they're probably gonna do with Doomsday. Like, I'm so like that movie, in my opinion, course corrected everything.
Yes.
It really did. It was like,
Now,
oh, we don't care, we don't care, we don't care, and now we do again
I
because oh
will
my God.
say, I remember hearing a quote from Kevin Feige saying, if Infinity War and Endgame were 10 and 9 on how they impacted the MCU, he said Deadpool and Wolverine was an 8. I wouldn't agree with that just because it didn't necessarily impact the MCU as a whole because
I
like
would
you didn't
say
see much else.
it restored people's faith in
Yes.
Marvel's ability to make a good movie
Yes, but it
because
didn't
they have been
impact
like
the
up and
MCU
down.
story. It didn't impact the story of the MCU as a whole, but it
No,
definitely impacted the MCU for fans.
I mean my thing looking at Marvel, the last couple Marvel projects, as we kind of try to tie this in a little bit.
Mhm.
Love and Thunder sucked. Sorry, it was
It
bad.
was even Chris Hemsworth said he felt like he was doing a
A,
parody of
a
himself.
parody of because
He
Taika
was.
Waititi does not have a good balance of humor
No.
and
He was
seriousness.
doing it for the money.
Quantumania just didn't work either,
Well, I
unfortunately.
heard there's a lot of rewrites on that, which
There was
ruined
a lot
it.
of rewrites on that.
The Marvels
The
had.
Marvels was a disaster from the beginning. Like it just wasn't a good movie.
It's
But in
hard to make a
between all
movie.
those,
It's hard to make a movie about a character that not many people like to begin with, and then add
yeah,
in two TV show characters.
yes. Now, the good part about that is that in between a lot of those projects, the Marvel TV shows had been really good.
Yes.
Moon Knight was phenomenal. Loki season 2 was
Oh.
incredible and established him as an absolutely like when I look at characters all time, like
Mhm.
all time great, who have had like all time great character arcs where like a bad guy becomes a good guy.
Yes.
It's Zuko from Last Airbender, from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
Loki's up there now.
Yeah.
Loki's up there now. A Train from The
Which,
Boys is also up there now. I know you don't watch
yes,
that, but
I
like
do watch that.
you do watch The Boys. Ooh, yay.
Oh, I loved it.
Um, A
Um,
Train is up there for sure.
to add on to a point that you just brought up to me, talking about the great Marvel shows, Werewolf by Midnight.
Oh, World by Night's phenomenal.
Okay, good character, violent character because he's a
Dark show.
werewolf. Dark show. He was in a CMF. What if Deadpool's somehow in a CMF?
I think our
But
only
granted, they've
shot
been
being
doing Disney
Deadpool
Plus shows
is
for CMF, which
I
I hate
think you
how it's
put
limited.
I think the only way we get Deadpool is if you put him in a set that's $120 plus, or you
But
put
that's
him in
just
an
again,
18 plus.
that's another character that could be looked at as not kid friendly that was still put into Lego form.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
Echo,
true.
Echo,
Echo was TVMA.
and she got a minifig.
Yeah, very true.
So it's not it. Lego makes it seem like it's very out of the question to have Deadpool based on his character, but there are so many other characters that are
That have
either
pushed
just as
every boundary
violent,
ever.
push the boundaries. Like it's not out of the realm to include Deadpool back in Lego again.
Correct. Agreed. I think that's kind of everything we have to say about that, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much more else to say other than Lego, please put Deadpool in sets again.
Put
He
Deadpool
will
back in the
be
set,
bought.
please. You'll sell.
It'll
You'll make
sell.
money. You want to make
Fans
money.
want Deadpool. Now there's gonna be those small minority that don't want him. They're gonna cry about it and all that.
Hmm.
There's always gonna be somebody
Whatever.
unhappy.
Let
There's
them cry.
not everybody can be happy. It's not
No,
possible. Every decision a person makes, there's always gonna be someone that disagrees. And that's
correct.
just
That's very
life.
correct.
That's life. But
It is.
you're
Yeah.
gonna make more people happy than upset by including Deadpool and Lego sets again.
Bingo.
And that's ultimately what
Um,
you want.
yeah.
And I
I
don't think there's much else we could say on that other
I
than
think that's
please
kind
put him
of
back in Lego sets.
I think the question of will we get him again is we hope. We can only hope at this point that we see him again
I'm going to
in
make
a
a
Lego
prediction
figure.
right now, and we will pull this clip from this episode when it happens. We are getting Lego Deadpool again.
When?
See, I'm going to make this prediction. It's going to be wrong, but I'm going to say it's going to be Avengers 6. We are going to get this character again. I don't know how, I don't know when, but
He will show up again.
he will show up again. And bold prediction Avengers 6, he'll be in the most expensive set. And we will play this clip to solidify our prediction from episode 10.
Bingo. Man, episode 10. We're
We're in
double
double
digit
digits.
episodes.
Can we do a high five somehow? Can we? Is it this way? Or yeah, let's do that.
Oh,
Oh
this way.
wait, wait. Hopefully that works. I don't know.
It
We'll
was
find
so
out.
funny.
All
So
right,
with that all
let's do it
being,
this way. This way it
yes,
works better.
bam. So with all that fun jazz being put in us, this discussion being wrapped up, thank you for watching. If you have not already, subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you are notified when all new episodes go live. All new episodes are uploaded every Friday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so you will always know when they are coming up because of that. Follow us on Instagram. We post little clips of episodes leading up to our new ones. And we also are going to be posting a lot of our news there, like a lot of reactions of like new sets and whatnot being revealed. All of those will now be on Instagram. We will talk about bigger ones here, but
We'll
the
talk
smaller
about quick
stuff,
reactions, but we're not going to do long
we're
discussion
not going to
topics
do
on new
long
sets
when,
anymore.
unless it's like a
Huge
UCS, unless it's something big,
or
then we'll
X
go over
Mansion
it. Or the X Mansion. Yeah, when that happens, it's gonna go nuts.
or Deadpool in a set.
Deadpool in a set would be great. Also, make sure to take a look at all of the other Instagram accounts, not other ones, just mine. You can follow me on Instagram at Langster Builds. I've been posting a lot of Batcave progress. Sorry, excuse me. If
I
I
cannot
talk
wait
too
to see
fast,
you finish that. I'm so
lacking
excited.
words today. I know it's getting kind of big.
It was big to begin with, let's be real.
And it's getting even bigger.
And in words of Deadpool, that's what she said.
That correct. Um, Thank you to BrickBoy for our logo, and thank you to Omega for our awesome intro and outro. I'm going to start crediting them now because they deserve it because they do
They
a
do
great job.
deserve it. Thank you again, Brick
Um,
Boy and Omega.
thank you for watching. We will see you guys next week. Have a great night. Happy building.